everyone, my name is Elizabeth Howell and welcome to Free English Tutoring. I am the native speaker tailoring tutor here at Free English Tutoring, and this is going to be my final video, sadly, but if you want more access to other free resources that we've done over the course of this last month, feel free to join the Discord group in the description. Or the comments. It's going to be in both. Okay. So today's topic is learning to speak more naturally by using a proper phrasing, using idioms, and just some culture behind it. So, first of all, what is natural phrasing? Natural phrasing is how native speakers actually talk rather than what might be the most grammatically correct / textbook answer. This may vary on place to place. So, for example, the US and the UK both have different ways of speech. However, I do want to say that no matter if you kind of learn a more US vernacular or phrasing and you go to the UK and you use it, everyone will understand you. Don't worry. It's still English. It's just there might be different idioms or different slang that might vary from place to place, but overall they'll understand you. The people there will understand you because it is English at the end of the day. So an example of this might be the phrase, "I will return your call in a short time," which no one really says that. Instead, we usually say, "I'll get back to you soon," which you might not have guessed because this is grammatically correct. This makes sense. It's straight to the point. Just no one says that. So it's good to know. It's good to know that, and to sound more native, you would say, "I'll get back to you soon" instead. Now, natural does not equal shorter. This is a common misconception. I know it may seem like that at times, but that's just not the truth. It just means that it's often used every day, and that's all that means. There may be some more natural phrasing that is longer than the very direct, grammatically correct answer, and that's just what it is. It's a little complex, but I'm sure that you guys will all get the hang of it very quickly. So let's understand cultural references. So cultural references are from a combination of several different sources. They range from mythology and folklore from the phrase. So an example here is "flew too close to the sun," which is one of my favorite phrases to use, but this is a reference or idiom coming from Icarus, the Greek myth of I think he's just a man with wax wings, and he was warned not to fly too close to the sun, and he did, and his wings melted. So it's just kind of saying being too ambitious is in like a cautionary tale of being too ambitious. So, if you did something that you were really, really, dedicated and ambitious about, but then it didn't work in the end, you could say, "Oh, I flew too close to the sun." It can also be with different hobbies. Barking up the wrong tree is a good example. This comes from hunting, actually. Hunters would usually, and still, it's still common that they'll bring dogs with them, and the dog would bark up the wrong tree. They would think the animal that the hunter is hunting is up there, and they're not. So that's just kind of like, accusing the wrong person or messing with the wrong person. I've heard it used as both, but it technically means accusing the wrong person, barking up the wrong tree. It can also be more pop culture / modern internet slang. A common one here is main character energy. It's a little complex to explain, but it basically means, feeling like you're the main character of a movie or a book or something. None of these are used in every single sentence you'll hear, but if you ever want to spice something up in a conversation or sound more fluent, it's always good to throw in a cultural reference. And this all comes with time and experience with immersing yourself in the language and region. So don't feel too pressured to understand everything, every cultural reference in the beginning, because it's just not going to happen. It's going to come with time and consuming common culture and content and all of that fun stuff. You'll get the hang of it eventually, I promise. So here are some idioms that will make you sound fluent. So the first one is break the ice. To start a conversation, usually with someone that you don't know very well. The next one is hit the books. To study hard, to go to the library, and just put a lot of effort into it. Under the weather, feeling sick, feeling unwell, feeling drained. Usually, it is mainly associated with actual sickness. Piece of cake or walk in the park. These both mean the same thing. Something easy, something simple. You can do it without stress. Oh, that was a piece of cake. Oh, that was a walk in the park. Butterflies in his/her/their stomach. So, you can put whatever pronoun in there referring to, whoever. It just basically means nervous/anxious. Oh, I have butterflies in my stomach, or they have butterflies in their stomach. You just basically put a pronoun in there in the middle to, refer. You could refer to yourself, someone else. It doesn't matter. Now, butterflies in their stomach can mean nervous/anxious, but it doesn't always mean a bad thing. See, nervousness is not always bad. It can also mean excitement, although, it's commonly used for crushes, Oh, I got butterflies in my stomach. Oh, it can also be a very pleasant feeling. So, let the cat out of the bag. This is to reveal a secret. I don't know why. If I'm honest, I'm not sure exactly why it is letting the cat out of the bag, but that is what that means. Cost an arm and a leg. Very expensive. If you wanted to buy something that's very expensive, and you would be like, oh, that would cost an arm and a leg, I'm guessing it's referring to, giving an arm and a leg to be able to cover the cost for that item. Raining cats and dogs. So this is raining very heavily / bad weather, just overall, not very gloomy, very harsh weather. Now, we're going to do an idiom activity where we're going to be rewriting them. So, we're going to rewrite this to make it more idiomatic. He was very nervous before giving the speech. Now, with idioms, there are millions out there that can fit into this sentence right here, but I'm just going to be using the ones that I gave you in the previous slide. So in this case, he had butterflies in his stomach before giving the speech. It conveys the same thing, but it sounds a little bit more advanced, a little bit more natural. So here's the next one. She's feeling sick today. She's feeling under the weather. And then this one is studying for the test was hard. And you could also say this studying for the test was no walk in the park. Or you could say it was no piece of cake. I just prefer saying no walk in the park. So here is your guys' action item. Try to rewrite the following sentences in a more idiomatic way. Feel free to look up idioms online or in a thesaurus. So, I'm very tired from working late. That test was very easy, and we became friends quickly. It does not have to be too hard. I can think of ways to answer these from the previous idioms I gave you in this slideshow, but there are, like I said before, there are millions of idioms out there. You can have fun with it, experiment, see how it sounds, and the thing I personally love about idioms, I use them all the time in my speech, and I love that they give a certain personal flair to the way you speak in English. it won't necessarily make you just sound smarter, but it will, or more articulate, but it will make you sound more personalized. Like I said before, flew too close to the sun. I love the story of Icarus. I think it's a very good cautionary tale. And so I personally like using that. And it's kind of a personal flair that I have with my speech patterns. I very much implore and encourage you guys to all create a certain list of idioms that you think stand out to you and you want to include in your speech, and it's like a fun little personalization that you can have that also makes you sound more fluent and more native in English. Thank you all for watching, and if you haven't seen my other two videos, they are on this channel, and I really appreciate the time that I've spent here teaching all of you. It was a complete honor, and if you have any questions at all, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will make sure to get back to you. Thank you so much. Good luck on your English learning journey. You've got this.